Welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, Mikey, and welcome to Mikey Scope.
Thousands of people are getting laid off with no savings account. I'm not posting these videos to be cute, to be your friend. Y'all, you need to have money set aside for emergencies. Right now, things are out of our control. The America is in shambles, okay? Turn on the news. This is not a joke. We're hitting a recession. Yeah, you want to go out on weekends, order from DoorDash, buy decorations off Amazon. Y'all, read the room. Things are scary. And I say it out of love. You cannot be spending money on things you don't need if you don't have $100K put aside. You should have a year of rent in your bank account just in case. Y'all, landlords are not sweet. They will kick you out and give your spot to the next tenant who can actually pay. Eversource, National Grid, they will cut your power off. It's time for you to take care of yourself by investing in yourself, by saving as if you have zero in the bank.
My job on Monday. No, I'm not a federal worker. I worked in healthcare and I work from home. This is not a small company. This is a company like United Healthcare, Blue Cross Blue Shield. Don't want to really specifically name my company, but yeah. So some of these healthcare companies depend on government subsidies to keep things going for their members. And my company was one of those. Back in November, right after the election, we had a meeting and they told us hey, we might be doing some layoffs and some terminations. However, we don't know yet. We're playing it by ear. Well, the day after the inauguration was the first meeting. If you received that email, you were let go. So people lost their jobs. I'm not sure how that was picked because some people that got to stay had issues were not hitting their metrics, and some people that left had no issues whatsoever. But they have said that they have not received any unemployment, anything of that nature. Now, with me, they told me I was eligible for unemployment. I'm not sure how that's going to work since the people who's been gone since January said they ain't received a dime. A little context to this is I started this job back in March of 2024 and was in training until June of 2024. And they told us that, hey, after you've been here for 1 year, you're going to start doing some of the harder work, working in some of these government systems where you're going to have to get approved to even use these systems and things of that nature. It was all a lie. From June 2024 until November 2024, I was trained on everything within my department. And by December of 2024, I was being required to hit all the metrics for everything within my department. On top of that, I was also selected every single time for every pilot that was sent out for us to try things out while still doing my job, while still hitting my metrics. And yeah, these are the same things that people that have been there for 5+ years, they're doing it, and they're expecting us to have 100% doing it. Said all that to say this is not to scare you. This is just telling you to be proactive. Once they told me that it was possible layoffs happening, I went and updated my resume. I started applying for different positions. The same day that I got let go, I had an interview that day because I had already been applying. I'm not sure if I got the position or not. No, I'm not a big creator, so I don't get paid a lot of money off of here. This will be my first actual whole month in the creator program. I've never been in the program for a month yet. So I am prayerful that I'll find something else. But until then, y'all will just be seeing my face because I can't let the depression and stuff kick in. I have to keep going. So I'm encouraging all of you all to do the same. Everybody who's lost your job, everybody whose job is in jeopardy, keep pushing. We got this.
I'm sitting here. I don't want to cry, but I feel like the tears are going to start rolling. But I just got an email from a manager telling me to come into the office tomorrow and bring all my government issue equipment. So I'm thinking that they laid me off. I've been working with the IRS for a couple months now, and I just don't understand how this is legal. I have a daughter, I have responsibilities, I have bills, and he just comes and lays people off. How does he sleep at night knowing that he's taking income away from so many families?
Hardest part of being laid off is really realizing that these people are just not your friends. I worked with these people for 2 years. I got laid off in August. It is now the end of January. I have not heard from anybody, like not one person. But what I can see is them looking at my LinkedIn, like stalking my LinkedIn. I could see you when you do that. But it's like you work with these people for years and they don't care about you. But then on the other hand, if you aren't social with them, then you're a bitch and you are also on the chopping block, so you can't win. No, I was not laid off due to any performance. Like, in fact, my performance was phenomenal. Like, I blew it out the water. I know my salary was a little bit higher than everyone else's, so I'm just gonna chalk it up as that. But when you're either not personable enough or too personable, you will always be on the chopping block, especially if you're a person of color. Like, I have to So I gotta overlaugh, overperform, go to these happy hours that I probably don't even want to go to because honestly, I don't like drinking at work no more. All for y'all to just forget about me. Like, I have to create fake friendships that take my energy from my real people for y'all really not to give two craps about me. Anyway, I'm interviewing today. I have 4 interviews this week. I've just done 1. I have 1 more today and then 2 more later on this week. Wish me luck, guys. I really need a job.
Email from my boss's boss that we have to have an emergency mandatory meeting today, and HR was CC'd on it. Are we getting laid off? I am so scared because I've never been laid off before. I don't know if they're gonna give us like severance packages. Like when you get laid off, do they say it's like immediate or you work for till the end of the month? I don't know how this works. Like, this cannot be happening. This was not on my bingo card for 2025. Like, I'm supposed to be buying a house this year. Like, this was my first job after leaving my toxic marriage. I was a stay-at-home mom for 4 years. Like, I don't see why they just can't give me a severance package for 3 to 6 months. Because, I mean, they're not going to be paying my $100,000 salary. What they going to do with the money? Just give it to me so that I can be able to make it go through and last a little bit until I can find a job. Do you know how long it took me to find a job? Do you know how long it takes to find a job with a master's degree? I know it's diabolical that we can't get a job in 2 days. But this, oh my God, I'm so nervous. Like, and then the only way I make extra income is here on TikTok and with digital products. Now TikTok about to be gone. Supreme Court meeting today. What? Oh my God. Jesus. I want to just cry, but I can't. And I don't want my kids to know. Because when I was going through my divorce, I had to get on food stamps and I had to go to the church line to get food. Like, we were in poverty. Like, I don't want to go back to that. I'm not crying on here. I gotta go. Let's pray they don't ban TikTok. And I guess I'm gonna start, creating content on YouTube. So follow my YouTube. It's in the link in my bio. I guess it's just I said I wanted to be a full-time content creator, but I need my job to buy a house. Lord.
So most of you don't know, but I live in a hotel.
I mean, their kids are getting picked up with school buses from there. They're getting mail there. It's their home.
I ain't gonna lie, this right here is crazy. But it do be like that sometimes. Looking at today's economy, I believe it. Share and save this video, especially if you're struggling to find a place to live, because the housing market is straight disrespectful. Y'all, the housing market is wild right now. Buying a home, out of reach for most. Renting, just as bad. People are leaving overpriced apartments behind and moving into extended stay hotels. Now, why is that? Average rent for a 2-bedroom apartment in Atlanta is about $2,400. But extended stay is around $1,200. That math is math. But the situation is wild. Some folks are even out here raising whole families in these hotel rooms. School buses picking kids up, mail getting delivered. It's not just a vacation spot, it's home now. And before I even try to make this political, this actually has nothing to even do with immigrants either. These are naturalized citizens in these hotels trying to hack their living arrangement. And peep this. Georgia courts even ruled that these residents can't even just get kicked out anymore. In fact, they need to go through the full eviction process just like renters. And don't get it twisted though. Setups are ranging from decent to please get me out of here. Some reports show rooms with full fridges and stovetops, but also one smelling like straight up sewage. And hotels are even starting to combat them now with random price hikes. Some are even paying up to $2,800 a month for these rooms, making the original $2,400 apartment look like a steal if you ask me. It's a really sad reality when folks are stuck between overpriced apartments, $700 a week stays in hotels, or literally sleeping in their...
So let me get this straight. We can't afford rent because rent prices are increasing so much to push us out to buy homes. But the interest rate is so high, you can't buy a home. And also, you're not going to get funded for a home because of your debt to income ratio. So then what? And then homelessness or houselessness is becoming criminalized. So then what? I don't understand. To be honest, I really like the idea of building a commune, aside from like the culty aspect of it, but essentially buying land, driving vans, building a tiny houses on it, and everyone shares.
Now, what I'm about to say may piss a lot of landlords off, but I don't really care at all. But I'm gonna read to y'all the qualifications that this person wants for this house. And it ain't an amazing ass house. We're not talking about anything super expensive. The rent, like I said, is $16.95, $40 application fee per adult. They want you to make 3.5 times the rent. Standard, for whatever reason, is 3 times the rent. When majority of Americans don't even make 3 times a $1,600 a month rent. I don't know where people just get up and be like, oh yeah, we're just gonna make this a national standard that people have to make 3 times the rent amount. Majority of people can afford 2 times the rent on a specific basic home like this. But this person is going even further. They don't want you to have 3 times the rent. They want you to have 3.5 times the rent. They want the last 2 years of your W-2s, the last 3 months of your check stub, driver's license or ID, social security card. They want you to make 2 months worth of rent as your security deposit before you even move in, and you have to have a credit score of at least a 670. I'm trying to tell you off the bat that disqualifies so many people from being able to be in a home that is decent. Let's add that up, why don't we? Off the rip, you have to pay first month's rent, $16.95. You have to pay $40 application fee per adult, and let's just say the standard adult is 2 adults, right? You have to pay, if you have a pet, which majority of people in Houston do have pets, dogs, it's a $250 non-refundable fee per pet. So let's just say you have a pet. We're gonna add that up, and then you have to make 2 months of the rent to equal the amount of the security deposit. So that's $16.95 times 2. All right, and on top of that, we're not even talking about your utilities and all the things that you have set up. They want you to have rental insurance before you move in. Standard rental insurance is probably about $25 a month. Let's just say that. Before you can even move into this house, sitting in a savings account somewhere or just idle money, you already got to come off of this amount of money. I don't know at what point we stop being human though. Even as an investor and a landlord, at what point did we stop being human and we say money trumps everything, including people? I don't get it.
Hey everybody, my name is Tyler, and because of the out of control inflation that we're having in our country right now and rent prices being over $1,500 a month, I have been outpriced at the rental market, and I live here in my car full time, and I wanted to give you a brief tour. So starting with the bed here, it is a 3-inch memory foam mattress topper, super comfortable. I have about 4 layers of blankets, which keeps me warm, especially right now we've got 20-degree weather at night, so it's pretty cold. Moving over here, I have my cooler. I've had a few people tell me I'm not supposed to have this cooler because I live in my car, but it actually was a birthday gift last year for my 30th birthday, and I just can't part with it. I absolutely love it. Keeps all my food cold and fresh for days. I absolutely just adore this cooler, so I'm not going to get rid of it. And in the back there, you can see I have 2 really comfortable pillows.
I think so. We're at Walmart right now. We were at a hotel for a couple of days. We have both collectively decided to get a tent and just find somewhere to put it because, we're both working and it would just save us a lot of money weekly. And, if we're not spending money on hotels for like 3-4 weeks, we could save up like $3,000, which is like perfect. So we are looking at the tent right now, trying to see which one is going to be good for us. I was wanting one that was green or black so it could blend in with trees, like so nobody would see it. And I think $79. So these are only $1, so we're going to get these. We found this. It's a camouflage tarp. It's only $10. And our budget for everything was $100. And the tent itself is $79, right? And then the tarp is $10. And then we got these right here. Some steaks. We got 6 steaks because the tent is pretty big. So we should be right at $100. Okay, so I'm 5'3", and I can literally like just put my hand all the way up. So that's how tall it is. Like, this space is really big. And we put a little air freshener. Of course it had to be pink. But yeah, we have a lot of room. Like, we each have like our own side pretty much. And yeah, you got your little mesh right here. It's a spider. And yeah, cozy. Bye, y'all.
Hey, I'm homeless. I live in my car, and I'm going to show you how I get ready for bed when it's cold outside. I think it's supposed to dip down into like the teens tonight, like 19 degrees or something like that. So first order of business is to warm this car up before I get all snug as a bug in my bed. So right now I have the car running with the heater going, and I'll do that for about 10 to 15 minutes. And I've put my privacy curtains up on my front windows. This is what they look like. I don't know if you can see up close, but basically they have little clips that clip in here, and then I tie up here in the middle. And here's what my front windshield cover looks like. It's just one of these little doohickeys. And I always put my pillow up here in the front with me while I'm heating up my car so it gets nice and warm, because I hate sleeping on an ice cold pillow. And I put my back window covers on. I have to get out of the car and do that. There are these little like screen type ones. I guess they're like, I don't know, they're breathable. And they just slide over the glass. Here's a better idea of what they look like. They just slide on here. Like so, like that. So it's all warm and toasty now, so I'm gonna hop in the back. Ooh, yay! Now I lock my car so nobody can get me. And now I just wrap up in my Magellan low temp sleeping bag. Actually, I use it as a blanket and cover myself and kind of tuck it under. And even though it's going to be frigid, I'm going to be super cozy and comfortable. It's a process, but it's worth it.
I'll see you in the next video. We out. Let's go.